Okay, well, welcome to today's video, which is a introduction to the CNC project. I don't know how many videos I'm going to do on this. I don't know how in-depth I'm going to get into this build, but I wanted to do one video just kind of introducing it and showing something that I thought was cool. I was able to actually design something in Fusion 360 and 3D print it for the build, so it's one of my first functional designs. I've made a couple of things now in Fusion 360. Let's jump right into this video. So first, let's introduce the CNC machine that I'm building. It's a open source design that I found. I first found the original version of it on Thingiverse, and then found the guy's website that he had for the project, where he's made a second version of it. And then he's actually working on the third version right now while I'm building the second version. My plan is to build this the second version of it, which uses these Nema 17 stepper motors. His third version uses Nema 23s. And I want to build something similar to the third version, but I want to actually make some of the parts on the router instead of 3D printing them with the because this router, he's done some videos on it. It is capable of working on aluminum, so I just want to make some of the parts in metal for the third version when I do it. So let's get into it. We're gonna go over and see. Here's the CNC machine so far. It's just a lot of plastic, like a week worth. Well, if oh god, if I only had one 3D printer, this would probably be like 3 weeks worth. But I got three 3D printers. Really running two of them on it, but still. Yeah. So like, here's the legs. It's like the Z-axis. We got parts. We got lots of parts, mostly in black. Some of it is in gray. The gray stuff is PETG, while the black's all PLA. But yeah, so this is most of it. There's still more parts running on the printer back that way. So not done printing this thing out. But today is just going to be simple. We're going to be putting together this power supply. Well, specifically this very vague power supply, AC to DC, with very useless information. Doesn't tell us anything. So this is supposed to be a 12-volt power supply. Yeah, here it says 12 volt, 30 amps, but I think there's some change here. It's adjustable, so I don't know. Don't know how accurate that really is, but we'll figure it out. So this is how it comes. You got this guy here, which is your wiring diagram. Yeah, there you go, wiring diagram. So your DC negative and positive here, and then you got your AC. I didn't want to have this just sitting out because I got children. I don't want them sticking their little fingers in there, coming out here fucking with shit. So I made this in Fusion 360, and I robbed some parts off of a broken computer power supply. So in this video, we're going to put this thing together. I'll show you it in Fusion 360 too on the screen. Kind of funny. This circle hole was just a random hole. I didn't really measure it. I just was like, I need it to be close to there, let's just make a hole. I wasn't paying attention in Fusion though, and that mirror image of where I was supposed to be putting it, I put it over here. I should have put it right there, but it happens to fit conduit in it nicely, so not intentional, but I'm gonna end up using it like that. So sometimes you get lucky on stuff. This is my second iteration of this. This was my first print. I was too exact on the sizing. It didn't quite fit on there because it was the exact same size. I forgot to give it some offset to it, so yeah, it didn't fit. Nothing fit on it, and I decided it wasn't quite deep enough. I didn't because the PETG has a little bit of flex to it, so I didn't want it to be possible to bump it and push these exposed backs up against this. I guess I could just put some heat shrink on there, but I just wanted to give it some more room to it. So that's that. Let's go ahead and take a look at it in Fusion 360 and then continue on with this. Okay, so we're going to take a look at this real quick in Fusion 360. I am sure there are plenty of best practices that I messed up. I really don't know what I'm doing in Fusion, but here we go. Here's just a noob trying to learn. So let's just start at the beginning with it. Let's take this all the way back to the beginning. We get our initial sketch, which is just going to be the box itself. Let's make everything visible, not original sketches, make it visible. Alright, so then you have the square for the body, extruding it up. I believe I went with 55 or 60 millimeters. Then we're going to shell it, and after we do the shell, we're going to build a construction plane, and then we're going to just split the body of it, and then we're going to move the body out of the way. So then now you can see we have our box, which the shell, I believe I did 1.7 millimeters. I just kind of arbitrarily picked that number. So then we made another sketch. Let's make it visible. That sketch is our, God, there we go. That is our plug for it, and then we are going to extrude it, making a hole, and then just went down 2 millimeters. Really should have done 1.7. You know, you always want to keep things to the exact amount you wanted, but I believe I did 2. The original size of this, I did 2 millimeters, and then when I 3D printed it, I decided that was a little excessive. It didn't need to be that much. So we made not our last sketch, but another sketch. Well, I could have done them all in one sketch. I'm not that good at this stuff. I'm a total noob, like I said. I'm probably breaking some best practices here. So this one's for our power switch, and then we're just going to extrude that as a whole again. And then there is that, and we're done. So, yeah, it was a pretty simple design. We also, sorry, I did skip over. I did both of these holes in a single sketch on that face. So I just clicked the face and did it that way, and then extruded them again as a whole. Yeah, there we go. So then I didn't export that. That's just I don't know what I'm doing yet. I'm not sure how to delete that body. Like if I go to delete it, it won't let me. See, it just puts it back there. So Control C. So yeah. Maybe somebody can help me out with that. I'm still learning Fusion 360. I've learned it all through tutorials on YouTube. So, okay, so you might look at this and go, you're running Nema 17s. Like, this motor itself can pull like 2 amps at most. So, what the hell you got a 30 amp power supply for? Well, it's because I want to upgrade eventually. I want to do the Nema 23s eventually. So I just wanted to have one power supply that would last me. But yeah, this thing literally has no branding on it. So who knows if it's going to last. It's just some junk. So is what I'd imagine. I don't have high hopes for this power supply. I'm guessing as soon as I give it power, it's just gonna catch on fire. But let's at least try to get this thing together. So the 3D print was not perfect. As you can see, I had to trim out this guy just a hair. It's not quite straight because I had to trim it, but it was close enough I didn't care. I have already test fitted it. It goes in. The screw holes actually line up. I did not have high hopes for that lining up either. I just was like, let me get the calipers out and guess my way through measuring it. But it was successful. So here we are. Let's get us a wire on here because we need to put a wire on the switch, and then we can put this thing together. So I did prepare a little bit here. God damn it. Pay attention. I hit it with the soldering iron. It happens. There we go. Go ahead and put that in there. There we go. see if she fits now. Did I trim it enough or no? There we go. May not have trimmed it enough. There we go. Not quite. Not quite enough. Let's trim it just a hair and see if we can get it in there. So you may be asking yourself, well, why don't you just 3D print this thing again? You know, you have the 3D printers, you got more plastic. Well, this print takes 5 hours to print, so I just didn't want to print it again. There we go. See, look at that. No point in reprinting it. You can just make it work. Work with what you have. There we go. Okay, now we need to get this guy on there. So let's see here. Let's just shove this wire through it and solder it on that way. Screwdriver. Fluke. Alright. See here. What do we get? 12. Exactly 12. Yeah, alright, there we go. We got 12.1, 12. We're good enough. That'll work for me. Let's get the wires run through here. And that's it. That's really it for this video. I'm going to run some wires through it and screw the thing together. Okay, well that's pretty much done. I just need to hurry up and run those wires. But I'm done with the video. There's no point in showing you running two 12-volt wires out of there. But to give you an idea of the size of this damn thing I'm building, there's the table for it. God damn it, I can't keep anything clean. I already covered it in instrument cluster stuff. You can see the screen. Very professional. Okay, well, yeah, so there you go. That is the size of it. So it's about 6 foot by 6 foot. The actual CNC is going to be a 1.5 meters by 1.5 meters. So, yeah, I'll see you guys in the next one.